red hall, but the cash ain't enough. I ain't seen a shower since 3 states ago, but I got a fresh pack of smokes and a truck stop hope. Come see your mom, she's in the sleeper, sipping on a tall boy, begging me to keep her where the lot of lizards moan and the big diesels roam. We're burning black gold till the break of dawn. CB's lighting up with some highway trash, talking about a county mountie sitting up in the grass. But I ain't slowing down, I'm a mile-making man. Got a lizard in my lap and a beer in my hand. Got a 12-pack riding shotgun, 6-pack in the back, a bottle of Jack in the glove box, and a worn out and Hackensack. Come see your mom, she's in the sleeper. Told me she's a keeper, but man, I wouldn't keep her where the lot of lizards moan and the big diesels roam. We're shifting through the gears till the cows come home. Now with more beer and bad decisions, they go one high. Ain't got no home, just a rig and a road, a logbook full of lies and a load that ain't cold. From way stations dodging to the rest stop stalls, I'm drinking and driving, Dot can lick my balls. Breaker 19, anybody got a copy? I'm rolling 85 with a buzz, a lizard, and a busted tail light, looking for a truck stop with cold beer and no damn health inspectors over. Breaker 19, anybody got a copy? I'm rolling 85 with a buzz, a lizard, and a busted tail light, looking for a truck stop with cold beer and no damn health inspectors over. Anybody got a copy? I'm rolling 85 with a buzz, a lizard, and a busted tail light, looking for a truck stop with cold beer and no damn health inspectors over. Breaker 19, anybody got a copy? I'm rolling 85 with a buzz, a lizard, and a busted tail light, looking for a truck stop with cold beer and no damn health inspectors over. Well, she hopped in back at a Flying J, said she just needed a ride my way. But by Little Rock she was running her mouth, and by the Texas line I was ready to throw her out. She drank all my beer and smoked most my smokes, ran up my tab and snorted all my coke. Had the nerve to tell me I was living wrong, so I cut that bitch loose before I hit sleep hard. I kicked her out in Texarkana, told her best start thumbing to Louisiana. I don't need no backseat preacher, just a girl who knows her place in the sleeper. Rolled into town and picked up a rougher one, said her name was Candy, but man, she had none. Had a black eye, 3 teeth, and a glass of gin. Said for $20, Daddy, I'll make you sing. She smelled like diesel and yesterday's ash. Ain't had a bath since Johnny Cash. But hell, I was lonely and drunk as hell, so I let her crawl in and get to working that well. I kicked her out in Texarkana, told her best start thumbing to Louisiana. crash, left me hungover with a truck full of trash. Lesson learned, but I'll do it again, 'cause a dirtbag trucker never really wins. I kicked her out in Texarkana, told her best start thumbing to Louisiana. I don't need no backseat preacher, just a girl who knows her place in the sleeper. Breaker 19, y'all stay off I-30 for a minute. Just dumped the lizard at the Texarkana TA, and she is pissed over. Breaker 19, y'all stay off I-30 for a minute. Just dumped the lizard at the Texarkana TA, and she is pissed over. Well, I picked her up in Shreveport late last night. She had a busted high heel and a wig too tight. Said she'd ride for free, just needed a place. But by Jackson she was starting to test my faith. By the time we hit the Tennessee line, she was slanging backseat specials on my CB mic. Got truckers lined up like a damn parade, and every last one thought they already paid. I left her stranded in Nashville, tossed her on Broadway with a fistful of bad bills, turned my rig into a house of sin. Now I gotta burn the sheets and roll again. First time I caught on, man, I damn near wrecked. Had a convoy behind me with her wallet stretched. Some big old boy knocking on my cab saying, "Hey, where's that $20 deal your girl just made?" She had truckers lined up from here to the state line, talking $20 quickies if you're out of time. Told her pack her shit, get the hell out my seat, and take her damn earnings to Lower Broadway Street. I left her stranded in Nashville, tossed her on Broadway with a fistful of bad bills. She turned my rig to a house of sin. Now I gotta burn the sheets and roll again. Now I'm sitting in a way station shaking my head, wondering how the hell I didn't end up dead. Lesson learned, but it won't last long, 'cause there's another lot lizard and I'm already gone. I left her stranded in Nashville, tossed her on Broadway with a fistful of bad bills. She turned my rig to a house of sin. Now I gotta burn the sheets and roll again. Breaker 19, anybody got a copy? Stay clear of Broadway. Just dumped a lizard that's got more debt than a payday loan. Over. We pulled out of Nashville, headed for the hills. Got a load of cattle, but I'm dealing with my pills. Whiskey in my cup and a heart full of pride. But I knew when I hit Cheyenne, trouble would be inside. Stopped in a dive bar down by the tracks, just trying to lay low and relax. But that drunk cowboy gave me a look like I stole his truck or his Barrett Cup. We're headed for Wyand, but we hit Cheyenne. Now I'm throwing fists with some no good man. Ain't no peace when the whiskey calls. Just another trucker in a Cheyenne brawl. He called me a city boy, said I ain't got grit. I told him, son, you're about to get hit. He swung first, but I'm quick on the draw. Got a right hook ready for any outlaw. The bartender's yelling, you boys better quit. But by then we were throwing chairs and taking hits. 2 beers, a broken jaw, and some busted pride. But hell, at least I got a good story to ride. We're headed for Wyoming, but we hit Cheyenne. Now I'm throwing fists with some no good man. Ain't no peace when the whiskey calls. Just another trucker in a Cheyenne brawl. Now the cops are rolling up, but they're all on my side. Said we've seen this before, just keep it outside. We shook hands, but I'm still feeling the burn. Got a load to haul, so it's time to return. We're headed for Wyoming, but we hit Cheyenne. Now I'm throwing fists with some no good man. Ain't no peace when the whiskey calls. Just another trucker in a Cheyenne brawl.
Breaker 19, stay clear, Cheyenne tonight. Cops are looking for the guy who can't keep his hands to himself. That's me. Over.
Left Cheyenne with a black eye and a busted lip. Bar tab unpaid, got the law on my hips. I ain't got a load, just a middle finger flying. Dead heading west and cussing while driving. I got diesel fumes and a bloodshot stare. A bottle of beam, riding shotgun there. Spokane's the next stop, no carded pen. But I still gotta look, no time for year end. I'm dead heading to Spokane, madder than hell. This truck's burning fuel with nothing to sell. Picked up a hitch in the wild wind rain. She said she's clean, but I doubt that claim. Another damn lizard with a smile full of shame. Just me and regret on the road to Spokane. She climbed in near Rock Springs, high as a kite. Talking fast, tweaked out, eyes too bright. Said her name was Shonda, smelled like smoke. And I knew right then my plans were broke. I said I ain't got time for your junkie tears. She said shut up and hand me them beers. Goddamn this job, goddamn this road. Still I put the hammer down and let that turbo blow. I'm dead heading to Spokane, madder than hell. This truck's burning fuel with nothing to sell. smoking menthols and singing George Strait, digging through my dash for pills and fate. Another mistake I can't quite explain. Just me and Shanda on the road to Spokane. She told me she used to dance, but not for money, for the thrill. Whatever the hell that means, I should have dropped her off with the tumbleweeds. I'm deadheading to Spokane, just barely sane. Tired of a lot of lizards and blowing my brain. Ain't no money, ain't no plan, just a fist fight past and Shanda in my van. If I make it to Spokane, Lord, I'll change my game. But I've said that before, and I'll say it again.
Breaker 19, this is Blacktop Bandit. I'm westbound and down with Shanda chain smoking in the jump seat. If y'all see me passing, just look the other way. Over.
I picked up Shanda when I was leaving Wyoming. Said she looking for a ride, but I knew she was roaming. Talked about her sister up in Idaho town, named Darla May, where the stars burned down. Weeks on the road and the tension was thick. Shanda's loud drunk and her attitude's quick. We pulled into Lewiston ready for a stop. That's when I saw Darla pouring coffee in the shop. That's when the sparks flew and the coffee spilled. Shanda saw me looking and the air got chilled. Two sisters fighting in the parking lot haze, hair pulling, name calling, a true diesel ballet. I grabbed my keys, looked Shanda's way, said, "You're walking now, babe." Me and Darla got free. Me and Darla hit the road, just passing the line. She laughed like sin and sipped turpentine. Said she don't smoke much and she don't raise hell, but the way she smiled said, "Don't believe all I tell." I still heard Shanda screaming back at the stop, but my rig was humming and my heart might pop. Wasn't looking for love, just to ride or die. But Darla May had that slow burn eye. She said, "You don't trust easy, but I ain't her." I said, "You're all fire, hiding under a fur." Now it's just me and her and a long white line, leaving Shanda in the dust right where fate aligned. I don't believe in love, but I might someday, if it's riding shotgun and her name's Darla May. Yeah, Shanda was fun till she wasn't. Darla May's got cleaner boots and a better smile, but I ain't fooled, I'll ride with her, just won't let her steer. Now I'm westbound with the windows cracked, a new flame burning in the sleeper's back. I might not trust her, but damn, she stays, cooking beans on the dash and humming Willie's praise. And if this whole thing goes to hell one day, I'll still thank the stars for meeting Darla Galifade. Breaker 19, left one in Lewiston, picked up a better deal with a hell of a smile. Rolling west with Darla May, God help me. Now I'm westbound with the windows cracked, a new flame burning in the sleeper's back. I might not trust her, but damn, she stays, cooking beans on the dash and humming Willie's praise. And if this whole thing goes to hell one day, I'll still thank the stars for meeting Darla May. Breaker 19, left one in Lewiston, picked up a better deal with a hell of a smile. Rolling west with Darla May, God help me. Dropped a load up in Spokane. Pay was late, but I was free. Me and Darla May hit I-84, just her, the road, and me. She said, let's head to Salt Lake. I got Ken down that way. But the only thing she found there was some boots and a bad cliche. Rattlesnake skin with a silver toe, bought from a man who spoke real low. Said they once belonged to a killer named Red, who got shot in the back, found full of lead. Now we're snake bit in Salt Lake, can't get this rig to roll. Truck died outside a motel with a sign that just said ho. Darla's boots are cursed, I swear they grin at night. And the one-eyed clerk keeps staring like he knows our fright. Yeah, snake bit in Salt Lake, and something just ain't right. A storm rolled in, lightning cracked that neon light. Darla lit a smoke, said, ain't this the kind of life? She danced in them boots like a devil in a dress, but every step she took just felt like one more mess. The motel TV flickered static and doom. I heard boots thumping in the next room. She said it's just the wind, but I wasn't so sure. Felt like Red's ghost was knocking at the door. Yeah, snake bed in Salt Lake with whiskey on our breath. Truck won't crank and I'm starting to smell death. Darla's laughing, says it's all in my head, but I see that shadow moving near the truck bed. We're snake bit in Salt Lake, might not make it out of this thread. Ever buy boots off a dead man's table in a town that don't got no mayor? Don't, that's a story you don't live to finish. We limped out of town when the morning came. Truck fired up like it never knew pain. Darla kissed me with a half-crazy smile. Boots in the sleeper like they're resting a while. Yeah, snake bed in Salt Lake, but I'll be damned, I think Darla liked it more than she planned. Breaker 19, if you're heading through Utah, don't stop in Salt Lake unless you want ghosts and women in snakeskin boots messing with your soul. Yeah. But I'll be damned. What's one more now? Stop in Salt Lake unless you want ghosts and women in snakeskin boots messing with your soul. Left Salt Lake with a flatbed and a heavy heart. Darla had that look like she was playing a part. She said, let's swing through Hatch, New Mexico real quick. But I ain't born yesterday. I know a hustle when it sticks. She smiled sweet, said it's just a little box, but the way she whispered made my spine throw locks. I said, hell no, Darla, this ain't the deal. She said, too late, cowboy, it's already in the sleeper seal. Now I'm hauling freight and fate down old I-25, trying to keep this rig and myself alive. She's mixed up with men who don't leave clues, cartel connections and midnight news. Yeah, this ain't no standard long haul run. It's bullets and secrets, riding shotgun. She swears it's just medicine for her friends up north, but the Glock on her hip says a different sort. I see her texting in code, whispering names, while I'm checking the mirrors for black Suburbans and flames. That package ain't cold and it sure ain't light, wrapped up tighter than a nun on prom night. Every way station's now a house of fear, and my CB's picking up things I don't wanna hear. Yeah, I'm hauling freight and fame through the New Mexico sun, with Darla May humming like nothing's wrong's been done. She's got secrets I can't outrun or mend, and I know this road's got a blood-soaked end. Trying to keep my wheels on a straight line track, but this load ain't legal and there's no turning back. Breaker 19, this is Dusty Mason. Anybody got eyes on the way station up ahead? I got 80,000 pounds of regret and a woman who don't blink in trouble. Now Amarillo's glow is up ahead in the dark, but we ain't rolling free, we're leaving a mark. She said, after this I'm clean, just one last run. But I've heard that line since this mess begun. Still hauling freight and fate, holding tight to the wheel with Darla Mae beside me and nothing real. I'm just a dirtbag trucker trying not to feel, but when love's packing powder, you learn to steer clear. No freight running, north load boards bone dry, so we found a motel where the stray dogs lie. Door barely locks, TV stuck on snow, but Darla cracked a bottle and said, let's let it go. She said we ought to test the cargo, just a little taste. I said, girl, that box is trouble, don't go to waste. But the seal was broke before I turned around, and the room lit up like a honky-tonk burned down. Brick by brick, we crossed a line, drifting through a powdered Amarillo high, laughing at the ceiling, hearts racing fast, thinking every brake light might be our last. One black SUV pulls in and parks. Now we're hiding in the dark, praying for no knock sparks. Darla's talking nonsense, eyes wide as moons, counting her breaths like she's dodging tombs. I peek out the curtain with a loaded 38, but it's just some drunk dude late for a tender date. Still my blood runs cold and my palms feel wet. I ain't prayed since prison, but I made a bet. Told the Lord I'd quit this outlaw trade if we make it out alive with no blood paid. Brick by brick, that motel shook. Two dumb hearts and one hard look. We danced too close to the cartel fire. Now we're ghosts in the rear view, rolling on worn tires, trying to act calm when we're high and wired. Darla's smiling, saying, hell, I'm inspired. Next time I let a woman talk me into breaking open cartel cargo in a Roach motel, someone slap me, better yet, give me a load of gravel and a bad podcast. I'll take boredom over body bags any day. Brick by brick, we built this mess in a Motel 6 with a bag full of stress. Now we're heading for Idaho, white-knuckled and blind, wondering if they're coming or just biding time. But she's humming along like nothing's gone wrong, and I'm still hauling freight, just trying to hang on. With a heart full of sin, two middle fingers up, and a devilish grin, Darla grinds the gears. I'm counting white lines, we're hauling freight and flying high on cartel shine. Blew through Tulsa, Memphis, then the smoky haze. Didn't stop for nothing but a quick BJ and Lays. We skipped the scales, blew past the D-tie. Fuel gauge low, but our buzz riding free. White lines to West Virginia, running hot and wild like two crash-bound comets, dirty and defiled. She's got her feet on the dash, snorting coke from a blade, and I'm laughing like a madman, burning every damn day. Ain't no plan, no route, just rubber and sin, 'cause the ride don't stop when the world's spinning in. We slept in the cab, sweating through the dawn. She said, if this is hell, then baby, drive it on. We lit up in Nashville, lit out from Roanoke. Got hit in a rest stop while she lit another toke. By the time we hit Charleston, the bag was looking thin. She said, babe, this party's ending, we best sin again. I scraped up the last line off a diner receipt, and she kissed me slow with a shake in her teeth. White lines to West Virginia, running hot and wide now, like two crash-bound, doing a creek dentales. White lines to West Virginia, white lines to West Virginia, running hot and one wheel, lot. White lines to West Virginia, running lanes. White lines to West Virginia, running hot and wild like two crash-bound comets, dirty and defiled. She's got her feet on the dash, snorting coke from a blade, and I'm laughing like a madman, burning every damn day. Ain't no plan, no route, just rubber and sin, 'cause the ride don't stop when the world's spinning in. We slept in the cab, sweating through the dawn. She said, if this is hell, then baby, drive it on. We lit up in Nashville, lit out from Roanoke. Got head in a rest stop while she lit another toke. By the time we hit Charleston, the bag was looking thin. She said, babe, this party's ending, we best sin again. I scraped up the last line off a diner receipt, and she kissed me slow with a shake in her teeth. By the time we hit Charleston, the bag was looking thin. She said, babe, in a rest stop, while she lit a neighbor bin. We ain't trucking no more, we're floating on fumes. Bad choices and what might be the cartel's revenge, sniffed clean off a gas station Slim Jim wrapper. Now we're sitting in the dark on the side of 64. Powder's gone, heart sore, and we ain't sure no more. But I look at Darla, wild hair, crooked grin, and I know damn well we'll sin again. We ain't trucking no more, we're floating on fumes. Bad choices and what might be the cartel's revenge, sniffed clean off a gas station Slim Jim wrapper. Now we're sitting in the dark on the side of 64. Powder's gone, heart sore, and we ain't sure no more. But I look at Darla, wild hair, crooked grin, and I know damn well we were strung out in West Virginia, out of powder, out of gas. Stumbled on a roadhouse bar with a name I didn't ask. Darla's hair was wild, mine was soaked in beer and shame. Then this brother-sister duo slid up, both smiling just the same. He said, you look like fun. She said, she's a 10. I said, you talking about Darla? He said, we both want in. Darla laughed and said, hell no, but they leaned in anyway. So I pulled my 38 and sent that bastard on his way. Now we're burning sea. No trailer, no payload, just a trunk full of heat. Rogersville's calling, heard there's a holy scene where they pass the pipe with the bread and wine. It's crank and communion, baby, amen, and amphetamine. We hit the mountain church house, sweating gospel fill the air. The preacher wore a leather vest and didn't seem to care. He passed the plate, we dropped in pills. He winked and said, "You're saved." Then handed Darla a Bible bag with Jesus' love, speed, and grace. Darla's eyes went hazy. She danced barefoot in the pews. I lit a smoke off the altar flame and chased it with some booze. The choir hit the high notes, the drummer broke the skin, and I saw the devil smiling, wearing Darla's grin. It's cranking communion, baby, amen, and amphetamine. There's a cross on the dash and a pistol in the door. I can't tell if I found heaven or if I'm sleeping on the floor. Darla's humming hymns now. She says, "I gotta believe." But every time I close my eyes, I still see that brother bleed. Now we're ghosting Appalachia, wired and unclean, driving past forgiveness in a smoke-stained dream. If the Lord's still watching, He sure ain't intervened. It's cranking communion, baby, amen, and amphetamine. We came down off that mountain, barely breathing, barely whole. I tossed the bag in the river, tried to dig myself a soul. I found a halfway preacher, gave me coffee and a cot. Told him I was done with running, but Darla, she was not. I sent her letters from my bunk in that recovery home. Told her I still loved her, but I couldn't bring her home. She called me from a payphone in some no-name county bar. Said the pipe was keeping warm what I'd left cold and far. Sleeping sober, but up all night. She was the high I never should have lit. I got out, but I still sit, wondering if she's out there broke, 'cause I found life, but she stayed in the smoke. I remember Rogersville, her barefoot on that pew. I was laughing through the madness, she was crying something true. She wanted more than chaos, but I was all she had. My love lit up her heart and set the rest to ash. I saw her once in Jackson, Years after I walked away, her smile was barely hanging on. Her teeth had gone to gray. She said, "You look like heaven, but you left me in the hell." And I just nodded, yeah, 'cause she wasn't wrong to tell. Now I'm clean, but I ain't proud. I traded sin for a silent crowd. She was the flame that burned too bright. I walked down, but not quite right. Still see her ghost in the rear view smoke. I found peace, but she stayed in the smoke. There's a grave somewhere in Idaho where the flowers never grow, and a name carved in with shaking hands that no one really knows. But I bring her one white rose and leave it in the smoke.